smog in the air or trash laying across the street. This is called pollution. Pollution is when contaminants are put into the environment. Now, I have been working on a farm my whole entire life and have discovered a love for the environment. When I was in the 5th grade, I started doing some research on how I could help out the environment that I love so dearly, and I discovered that pollution was a big problem. Now, I discovered that it was not something that we can just blow off because it is such an extreme problem and pressing issue today. Now, I will show you today what causes pollution, how to stop pollution, and the benefits of stopping pollution. Now, first, let me show you how much of an alarming matter it really is. Pollution today is a big issue for a few reasons. One reason is the soft laws that the government entities all across the world have in place. And one example of these soft laws are according to Dr. Yemeneva Yulia Review of European Comparative and International Environmental Law 2017. Transboundary air pollution is addressed through a patchwork of regional instruments, most notably in the EU, the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe region and Southeast Asia. Regional action has also been taken in Latin America and the Caribbean, Africa, and South Asia, but such action is a soft law nature and does not involve legally binding commitments. This shows everyone why, yes, we are being told not to pollute, but if we do, there will not be that big of legal repercussions. Now, these soft laws need a lot of reform in order to combat pollution. However, not all people think this. Some people think that they are adequate right now and that they're going to help stop pollution. However, according to Dr. Yemeneva Yulia Review of European Comparative and International Environmental Law 2017, in the EU, air pollution causes more than 400,000 premature deaths each year. This shows that, these soft laws are not good enough. However, according to Dr. Burns Gerald Nova Science Publishers Incorporated 2016, established limit values for NO2, PM10, and other air pollutants in the Air Quality Directive. Now, this means that they are setting limits for these air pollutants, and this is a good step. However, it is not enough, as according to reporter Bertenstein Anna from Bloomberg.com 2016, the British government published air quality plans in December that, while improving on previous measures, still projected London to remain in breach of EU guidelines until 2025. Now, this shows that these laws are not adequate, and according to reporter Sifferlin Alexandria.time.com 2017, who reported on the works of 40 international health and environmental experts, air pollution was linked to 6.5 million deaths in 2015, water pollution was linked to 1.8 million deaths, and workplace pollution was linked to nearly 1 million deaths. Deaths from pollution-linked diseases like heart diseases and cancer were 3 times higher than deaths from AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria combined. Now, another reason that pollution is so bad is because the government entities across the world are not enforcing the laws that they have made on pollution. Now, a horrible instance of this happened in Wichita, Kansas. It was in 2009 when the Kansas Department of Health and Environment decided to take some groundwater samples. Now, they had the US EPA take these samples, and they had an alarming discovery that the groundwater sample actually came back with an 8.1 ppb contaminant level. This is over the max contaminant level of just 5 ppb. Now, at the time it was discovered, the majority of the local residents had no city water and relied on their own personal wells. Needless to say, these personal wells were full of contaminated water. This means that the majority of these local residents were exposed to these toxic chemicals for roughly 49 years before the government decided to intervene. They were exposed through oral consumption, inhalation of vapors, and dermal contact. According to Dr. Obla, who is an associate professor in the Department of Population Health, Journal of Environmental Health, 2018, contamination exceeding benchmarks for human health has been found in nearly 1 in 4 non-public wells in the U.S., which is quite a large number. Finally, the last reason that pollution is such a big problem in this world today is through the sentencing process. Oftentimes, people get off the hook when taking into regard how much damage they did to the environment and often the amount of lives that they took. Now, people, according to the United States Department of Justice, May 2015, most environmental crimes require proof of a pollution event, i.e. discharge of a pollutant into a water of the United States, emission of an air pollutant, or dumping of waste on land, and proof of criminal intent. So this shows that people can get off the hook very easily by saying that they did not mean it and that it was an accident, they had no criminal intent, and it's kind of hard to get evidence on these people. Now, this loophole in the law needs to be taken out because of how many people each year get away with pollution crimes. One instance of this is the Freedom Industries case. The Freedom Industries had a chemical spill which affected a large amount of people. They got off the hook quite good though. The leaders only had $92,500 in fines and only had 60 days in jail. This is quite miraculous for how much damage they did to the environment, but they got off so easily. And people got furious, and according to reporter Ward Ken Jr., Charleston Gazette, 2016, experts in environmental and criminal law now say the sentences were far too lenient for pollution crimes that contaminated the drinking water supply for hundreds of thousands of people in the Kanawha Valley and surrounding region. But they also say the ultimate outcome does not surprise them, especially given the specific charges that were brought and the way the prosecutors handled the sentencing proceedings. Now, this is just one instance out of many where people are getting off of the hook by the prosecutors not handling it very well, by not saying how much they affected the environment and many other reasons, and this needs to be stopped. Now, although pollution is a humongous problem in this world, there's still a sliver of hope for the environment. Each of us can do our part in saving the environment by making sure that we bring it to the attention of our local lawmakers. Everyone can participate in this by emailing, calling, protesting, or any other civil way in order to bring it to light for the lawmakers. Now, if we do this, then we will stop the senseless deaths of millions of people each year by restructuring the laws, by enforcing these new restructured laws, and by sentencing the people who violate the laws to the fullest extent of the law. Now, other ways that we can help stop pollution are by stopping littering, picking up trash, turning off lights when we're not using them, and other ways to conserve energy, buying engines with lower emissions, and all sorts of other ways that will help out. Now, once all these go into place, the world will become a much better place. If pollution levels get reduced, then endangered animals will likely come off of the endangered list, millions of lives will be saved each year, health conditions will rise around the world, you can see the starry night, you can see the natural setting of the world, and many other instances. Now, in conclusion, everyone who believes in fighting needs to contact their local lawmakers in order to bring it to their attention so that then we can stop the senseless deaths. Now, hopefully together we can all come together and reduce pollution, stop the senseless deaths, and make the world a safe place for every single organism that inhabits it and calls it home.